Hey guys, my name's Tracy and this is a tutorial video on how to play Atlas Break. Atlas Break is a 2-player deck building card game where you choose a champion and build your deck throughout the game to defeat your opponent. Keeping score. You win the game by bringing your opponent's score or influence down to 0. Influence is tracked by sliding the scorecards behind your champion to show your influence points. Icons. Each champion has its own icon: Outlier, Human, Dryad, and Machine. Whenever you play a card of the same faction as your champion, you can use your champion power once during that turn. This is the currency icon, and it means one of two things depending on where it is. If it's in the body of the card, you can use that amount as currency. If it's in the corner of the card, that's how much the card costs. Damage is represented by this icon. So this card will do 1 damage. Influence is your score. This card would increase your influence by 3 each time you play it. Green shields are defense, which show how much damage a card can take before it's defeated. You'll see them on cards like this bounty card and this barrier. Setup. Here's an outline of game setup. We have the market deck, the market with gold unit cards, bounty deck, champion and score cards that start at 50, and each player's personal deck, which is made up of 8 blue unit cards and 2 blob cards. Leave space for each player's personal discard and the group discard called the wastes. Card types. In the market, different cards will show up. Each card in the market is unique, but will fall under one of 3 categories: mobs, abilities, or barriers. Mob cards give you damage, influence, currency, or special abilities like wasting cards. To waste a card means putting that card in the group discard called the wastes, essentially removing it from the game. Ability cards are one-time use cards. Once they've been played, they are also sent to the wastes. Barriers can protect a player from damage. Once played, they remain in front of the player until destroyed. Each player can have up to 1 barrier in play at a time. Bounties are available to kill once per turn for a bonus that's used immediately. Once there are no bounties left, the bounty discard is shuffled and reused. Gameplay. Each turn, players start with 5 cards in their hand from their face-down personal deck, and you could play these cards in any order. Any card you play or buy goes directly into your personal discard. Use currency to buy cards from the market and place the played cards and newly purchased cards into your personal discard. Newly purchased cards cannot be used immediately. Use damage to attack your opponent. If you destroy a barrier, the barrier card goes into its owner's personal discard and can be used again later. If you destroy a bounty, you reap the reward immediately and flip a new bounty card. There will be turns where you can't play any cards, where you want to save a card for a different turn, or otherwise still have cards in your hand after buying and attacking. If you do have any cards left in your hand at the end of your turn, they should be discarded into your personal discard, and a new set of 5 cards drawn from your personal deck. Once your personal deck is completely exhausted, your discard should be shuffled and then becomes your new personal deck, but now with all the card additions you've purchased. Damage rollover. Damage does not roll over between turns, so any attack to defeat bounties or barriers must be done in 1 turn. Damage rolls over between your opponent and their barrier, so a card that does 5 damage can destroy an opponent's 3 defense barrier and do 2 damage to the opponent. It doesn't roll over between bounties and your opponent or their barrier. That means if you have a 5 damage card, you can use it to kill a 3 defense bounty, but the additional 2 damage are forfeit. You can still use other damage cards to attack your opponent or their barrier during the same turn. Here are some additional rules. During the first round, player 1 has a natural advantage, so player 2 gets to draw an extra card from their deck in exchange for going second for the first round only. So there you have it. Those are the standard rules for how to play Atlas Break. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to put them down below. Also join our social media and especially our Discord, because that's where we workshop the game as we grow and add to it. So I really love to read about your experiences and how you change the game. So thank you again for watching and have fun playing games.